What's up everyone? It is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. And so today is very exciting because we are going to be doing a weekend in my life here at Berkeley. Bringing you all along because today I'm going on a field trip for my earthquakes class, which out of the 19 units that I'm taking, the earthquakes class is the one I'm taking for fun, and then my other 4 classes are for my cog-sci major and then my legal studies major. So 4 technicals, and this is the fun class. And so I'm so excited. We had 1 midterm so far in this earthquakes class. We're going on this field trip today to look at the Hayward fault, because this fault line literally runs directly through our football stadium. So I guess we're going to look at it, and I'm so freaking excited because plate tectonics, so interesting. It's just very fascinating, even though some of the stuff goes over my head. Don't really care about the waves that get emitted when earthquakes happen, but it's interesting to see how it works. And I am glad because on all of my campus tours of Berkeley, since I am a tour guide, I talk about the Hayward fault, and I'm glad I wasn't telling everyone lies, and it's actually confirmed because the earthquakes class told me so. Also, update, you may have noticed in my other videos when I talked about the construction next door, this new building is completely built now. You can sort of see some construction over there, but they did this hella fast. So I think this new one is going to be opening next year, and it ruins my view. And I guess maybe I can have a friend over there hello. So we're gonna go on this field trip, and I'll see how much I can film. It might be voiceover, it might not be, depending on how awkward it is, because it's gonna be a lot of people going around, walking around, and I feel hot already, I'm sweating. But let's go on this field trip. So first stop on our field trip, we are checking out the Hearst Memorial Mining Building. Back in the day, mining actually played a super important role in the curriculum at UC Berkeley. Additionally, this building is the first building in John Galen Howard's campus plan for the creation of Berkeley. So between 1998 and 2003, the Hearst Memorial Mining Building underwent a massive renovation and seismic retrofit. So during the retrofit, there was a seismic base isolation. Basically, the entire building was raised from its original foundation by several feet, and then a new foundation was constructed underneath, which includes steel piers. So now there are 134 circular columns made of rubber and steel composite that are placed between the platform and foundation in order to mechanically separate the building above from the ground below. So if there were to be an earthquake, the ground underneath moves, whereas the base isolators would absorb the horizontal vibrations and therefore minimize the seismic forces acting on the building. Another addition during the retrofit was creating a moat. This is basically a deep trench that runs all the way around the structure, with the intention that the best way to prevent the walls from being shaken in an earthquake is to separate them entirely from direct contact with the ground.
There's no water underneath, no crocodiles, but this goes around the whole building, separating it from its surroundings.
So on the other side of Hearst Memorial Mining, we have the Lawson adit. This used to be a 200-foot long horizontal adit, basically where students and their professors in the mining college could practice mining. So back in the day, they actually extended this adit by 700 feet so that they could reach the Hayward fault line. And so with the extension, the students found 2 traces of the fault line for the Hayward fault. So now we are going up to Memorial Stadium. It is the home to our Division I football team here on campus. So when construction of the football stadium began in December of 1922, the university's administration was fully aware that the future stadium would straddle the Hayward fault. And so this fault line runs directly through the stadium, and it is said that Berkeley is the only major university in the world whose campus is intersected by a dangerously active earthquake fault. And so seismologists have said that the Hayward fault is actually overdue for an earthquake. It usually slips every 150 years or so, the last big earthquake being in 1868. So if you do that math quickly, we are currently 152 years without a major earthquake on the Hayward fault, so they say that it is coming. A few years ago, they retrofitted California Memorial Stadium, costing $445 million. The stadium was entirely gutted, only the exterior walls had to be left untouched because of the stadium's status as a protected landmark. And then now we are going to be walking into the football stadium. Super big, super cute. So we are going to be seeing section KK, where you can definitely see how much movement is happening along this fault line. So currently at section KK, there is a 15 centimeter offset. So the Hayward fault moves at a rate of 0.2 inches per year, so about as fast as your fingernails grow. Here you can totally see that even if it's only 0.2 inches, it does add up over the years because this is a very visible gap in the stadium. So finally, we are going to be checking out the seismic borehole station. This is actually a real seismometer that is in a borehole that directly penetrates the active fault. So this borehole is about 600 feet deep, with its bottom is about 150 feet below sea level. It has to be this far down so when an earthquake happens, it can increase the detection capability. And so this seismometer is able to record strong earthquakes with high fidelity.